I'm far from the hero in this story. I'm closer to the villain. You will think of me as the villain. Welcome back to We Play Games. I'm Walker, and here we are in Crusader Kings 3 about to play Lejos del Héroe. So this is going to be the second half of the reign of Oswaldo of now Jalisco rather than Nayarit, as we have founded a kingdom of Jalisco. But Oswaldo's ambition does not lay just in becoming king. We're going to see how much of this empire, the empire of Mexico, which has subsequently collapsed due to the failure of the Paleo y Lagos dynasty, but we're going to see how much of this empire we can bring back together with what remains of our life. Our health has become poor, unfortunately, due to becoming possessed, but as a king, now we can arrange some pretty powerful alliances just by arranging some marriages, and with this enormous amount of prestige and the fact that we're here in the dust-up phase of the conflict, at least for, a couple more years, we should have the power necessary to do some real war here. And hopefully we can do some stuff in regards to switching over to medicine and keeping Oswaldo around for long enough to see if he can form that empire title again. But of course, because we are robust, by getting a little more stress, we're actually able to push in and see if we can pick up athletic. And indeed, we have been able to pick up athletic. That's kind of all we need in order to make sure that Oswaldo lives long enough to do some real stuff here. We're back to fine health instead of poor. And by arranging all of these marriages, not only are we going to get 10,000 pop-ups, but we're also going to get a way for us to spend our prestige in order to attack Los Estados Unidos de Mexico. So they have control over Ciudad de Mexico. The more territory here that we can grab, the better. Because if we can take this spot here, we can get 30 development. This is also an incredibly strong city because of the village center. So I wouldn't mind taking control of this spot. They are two cities, so it's a little awkward as a feudal ruler, but there's a big, powerful castle right there, and some really nice opportunities for us to get beefy if we can just slice that territory right off. But before we go over there, I think we do need to clean up this border. Let's go ahead and attack Zacatecas. They're really weak right now, and if we can annex 5 more spots, that gets us a lot closer to our goal. We need 110 de jure counties in order to reform the empire, so I'm not sure if we're going to have that much time with Oswaldo, but if we can get the heirs, 2/3 of the way towards building up the empire by the time he dies, that'll give us a lot more flexibility in regards to where we're moving out here. So yeah, let's go for Zacatecas. Let's do a struggle clash. Boom. I'm also not going to bother pulling in our allies. We don't need them. But if we can defeat their army and capture some people, that'll give us ransom. We just need gold. It's really all we need. And because Zacatecas is currently being attacked by this count, if we can defeat them in time, we can actually turn around and act as the defender in this war. I'd love to do it. Oh, Durango is offering us 150 gold for a truce. Absolutely, because that'll let us plop a ton of money into our mangonels. I think we're just going to upgrade to size 4 immediately. That's kind of all we need. Just siege weapons in time. Oh no, blue skin. Yeah, we're not going to let our horse die. Our horse is too cool. Too cool for school. Can we get down here in time to... Yeah, we can get down there to snipe the siege. Hopefully that lets us end this war right away. Oh yeah, it sure did. Awesome. So yeah, let's go ahead and ransom some characters, make sure we get the most out of this war, and then enforce demands on Zacatecas. And now we get to be the defender against this rogue count. Perfect. We'll even have our chancellor go over there just to help siege down. If we're going to be fighting these guys, we should make sure that we have as much strength as possible in regards to our men-at-arms. I do not like the fact that this dude is 57, so if we declare war on him, he might die, but, I think that's worth it. I think it's worth it to try to go for this, because if we can get that territory out here, we can crush the strength of this republic in one war. Sniping this enormous city would be huge for our economy and terrible for the existence of this claimant out here. Oh, excellent. We won that war in a jiffy. Now we can just disband our troops, and I think we probably have enough prestige that we should be able to attack Mexico, call in all of our allies, and crush them. Because now we're allied with Guadalajara. We actually arranged a marriage with one of the kids of Heraclio. I think that's fun, right? We defeated him enough that he's decided that we're an issue to be solved with arranged marriages rather than with swords. But we're also allied with Nuevo Leon, with Querétaro. This should be a pretty easy, albeit expensive war. So yeah, let's go ahead and do Conquered Duchy right on the valley. Let's go. And we're just gonna call all our allies in. I don't want to mess around with somebody with that many troops. I don't want to give them the opportunity to mess us up in turn. And we're also going to go ahead and click swell armies. I want to get beneficial men-at-arms modifiers if we can. And we'll have our really beefy marshal go ahead and start doing train commanders. If we take a fight with them, I want us to lose as few troops as possible. And he's already engaged with a fight with the remnants of the empire. You can see here they're attacking somebody, Sotavento. That means their troops are going to be split. Oh, baby. This is like perfect timing. All right, allies. There they are. They're just waiting for us to attack. You guys willing to jump in on this? Come on, allies. Yeah, there we go. Absolutely demolished most of their main stack. They lost 3,000 troops. Perfect. Oh, we've had another illegitimate child. Everything's going well for Oswaldo, except for, the creeping insanity that's controlling his mind. But, that's a short-term problem. Now, allies, yeah, good. You guys are going to come help us fight these guys. Perfect. Chase off what remains of the Empire's strength. But this is, of course, a fake republic that's situated itself, claiming our glorious territory. Oh, baby. Is that the entirety of their army? Basically, they're down to 1,600 troops and falling. This is fantastic. 3 months on their capital siege. That's it. But of course, it is a city. That's going to be the issue here, is that they've got a city here and another city here. And I mean, we could hold it, but it would be a holding that would be the wrong type. Oh, all right. So one of the kids out here for Duke Nando is actually our child. Yeah, hey, the more complicated our dynastic succession can be, the better. The end of Los Estados Unidos. That is what we're looking for. I mean, it basically cost us 1,000 prestige for this war, but I think it was worth it, because really this is all we got to do in order to end them as a real threat. Without their capital, that republic is going to be a lot weaker. Oh, and we're going to get some events where we're going to get 150 prestige. Love to see it. And we can create a duchy title. Yeah, sure. We'll just create as many titles as we can at this point, because we need as much prestige as possible. But I think one of the other things we're going to need to do to keep our power going here and our wealth growing is move into extort subjects. And that's where Lejos del Héroe is kind of going to flourish. This guy's going to be a bad dude. That's just sort of the way that he rolls. And we've defeated Mexico and taken control of the valley. That is perfect. Look at this. Look at this. 31 development. Don't pay any attention to the control. That's not important. It's 31 development. That's the good stuff right there. So let's reposition ourselves. I think we're going to go ahead and give away some of these unnecessary territories. And we'll go ahead and just start increasing county control immediately. I want to get our county control up in Ciudad de Mexico as quickly as possible, because this is just going to give us an outrageous amount of tax. It's the wrong building type, but that's okay. That's all right. That's a short-term problem. And that war was so fast, we're actually still in the dust-up phase, and now we have a big border that we can war off of. I think this is an opportunity for us to go for San Luis de Potosí or Alto Jalisco. 300 troops? What are they doing? I mean, I guess they're getting attacked by Michoacan, so I guess we should take Alto de Jalisco and then probably attack Michoacan immediately after that, but I like seeing it. I like being able to just keep our war train moving. That's all we really need to do in order to become an emperor. Oh, all right. Well, now we've got somebody who's trying to get us to invade Michoacan, and I think that we have the strength, considering that we have all these allies, to follow up this war against Altos de Jalisco, take control of this territory. I was hoping we could go straight for Michoacan itself, but I don't hate taking some more coastal territories. That's going to get us some pretty beefy strength. Although, boy, these guys have 3,000 troops still and a very, very powerful commander. So we are going to need some allies for that. And we're also not allies with Altiplano. So I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to send our spy master over to their court to start investigating things. Because if we can start blackmailing people, turning that blackmail into wealthy hooks, because with hooks on foreign people, we can get an outrageous amount of money without getting everybody inside the realm angry at us. I think that's a good deal. Someone's trying to do a dissolution war against Nuevo Leon. I mean, we have to help them out here because that is a powerful ally for us. I don't want to miss out on that guy. So once we're done here, I guess we'll bounce over there and help him out. Because he might be a monster, but he's a monster who understands the value of good friends. Oh no, we've been exposed as an adulterer yet again. Well, that is the way it goes. I suppose we will let Eusebia, this peasant woman, go. All right, so you defeated Lejos del Jalisco. Unfortunately, this looks like we're going to miss out on the end of the dust-up phase because we'll probably spend most of our time defending our allies out there. But I think it is worth it. We do need to make sure that our allies feel we are worth sticking around with. We're coming, Nuevo Leon. Hold on. This should be enough, though. 3,000 troops against what forces we're fighting against? What, 1,700? Yeah, you guys are going to be in a lot of trouble when we get there. Militant Galvanists. Boy, there have been a lot of holy wars potentially declared. And we got Protection Racket, so now we can do Extort Subjects. Now gold should be a lot more available to us. But now, because we picked up Protection Racket and Golden Obligations, I feel like our gold is pretty well solved. So we'll switch over to Medicine Focus, keep Oswaldo around, keep him kicking as long as possible. Oh, whoops. You know, I forgot to go ahead and set up some better court amenities for us, but also we can switch over to Scholarly Court because we are actually doing scholarly things now. Getting a little bit of lifestyle experience would be really, really good if we can get up to level 7, but even if we can't, getting a little courtier and guest opinion I think is generally going to be more useful than preventing tyranny gain. I want us to be tyrannical. I think it would be fun. Now, one thing that's kind of unique here in the mod is that there are these hydrocratic realms. The hydrocratic realms are pretty similar to feudal realms, but they care a lot more about the distribution of water because those areas are pretty low water, and that's going to be one of those issues that gets more and more complicated as humanity moves forward into this after the event world. Oh, our court physician has become our lover. I mean, that's pretty standard. And now Guerrero is actually offering us 55 gold in order to buy a truce. Considering that we're almost here at the end of the dust up phase, I think that's fine. We'll find somebody to fight, and then we'll have to move over to declaring duchy wars. But because of our religion, because we're liberty or death, pursuit of power, we have conquest, casus belli, we should have a pretty easy time continuing our wars even during the holster phase. As long as we can finish these sieges in time. As long as we can get this stuff done. Alright, there it is. The dissolution war is over. Now, we did promise that peasant that we were going to help against Michoacan and liberate their territory, but the dust-up phase is almost ending right here. You see we're at 964 out of 1,000. So rather than going for Michoacan, I think what we're going to do here is just lie to that peasant and declare a war here to struggle for a majority of what remains of Mexico. If we can take all of this stuff, we'll have control over some really, really important holy sites. And if we get those holy sites, we might even be able to reform the faith, create a head of faith title. We're going to need to become at least a devoted servant, so it's far from a guaranteed thing considering what a jerk Oswaldo is becoming here. But we do have the ability to spend some of this gold by creating some extra titles, and that'll let us go ahead and call all our allies back in on this war. This must be really weird for Guadalajara that they're helping us out, but I think they'd rather be helping us out than having us conquer the rest of their territory. And you know what? We have the ability to extort our subjects, so let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so we could take a little, or we could take a lot. I love just getting as much tyranny as we can get. 26 dread doesn't quite offset the tyranny problem, but I think it's flavorful for Oswaldo here, possessed as he is, driven by madness. He's gonna try to do whatever he can to form this empire at whatever cost. We're also going to go ahead and just demand conversion from some of these vassals. Maybe it would have made sense to demand conversion before demanding their money, but, we wanted to set things right. We wanted people to know who was really in charge. And Dust Up is transitioning to holster right on time, too. We're gonna be able to snake all of this territory, and then maybe we'll go to País Monarca, and then we'll probably go for the core of Michoacan. We're gonna lie to that peasant. Name a combo more realistic. A king and extorting money from peasants. I'll wait. So the phase has now transitioned to holster. In holster, we can still do a lot of conquest, but it's going to rely on us using the dual conquest we get from our faith rather than the normal conquest you get from the struggle. But hey, you know, hexagonal right is designed to fight. No reason not to lean into that. Boy, our allies are just gonna mess up what remains of the Mexican army here. It's gonna be a pretty strong alliance network that we've built up too. Yes, we've defeated Mexico, and now we're gonna be able to seize just gigantic chunks of their realm. Now we do have these two disjointed chunks, so I want to fix this border war as quickly as we can. But that was quite the war for us, especially because now our granddaughter is our vassal. So if we can convert her, then we'll have control over this holy site, and then with control over this holy site here, we can actually form the faith. All we need is to be less of a jerkbag. I don't know if that's something within our powers, but we will try. We look pretty disjointed, but I think we can do this. We'll just pick up Pais Monarca and then hopefully be able to attack Michoacan, take their big core here, and then our territory will be almost linked up. That's going to be costly in terms of prestige, but there are ways for us to generate some prestige on our own. You could do a pilgrimage, a hunt, or a feast. Going to be expensive, but I think it's going to be worth the gold, especially since we are a hunter, and I want to get that hunter as big as possible. It's virtuous here, which is going to be nice if we're trying to reform the faith. The granddaughter here in the Republic of Hidalgo actually rejected our demand to convert. It's unfortunate, but not the end of the world, because wow, there's just a lot of pieces for us to pick up. We just need prestige. So now with the gold that we've got in hand, let's go ahead and trigger a hunt. And sure, we'll give it the royal hunt, master of the hunt, to Miguel. I think Miguel of Colima is going to turn out really, really well as a secondary power here. Oh, yes. All right, so we're getting an opportunity to track down a mountain lion. Extremely high peril, so we could potentially die here, but if we don't, we get glorious amounts of prestige. We've got a reasonable amount of prowess. I think we can do it. Let's see if we can hunt down a mountain lion. All right, we're gonna go ahead and hunt the mountain lion up the mountain. This is more perilous, so we could again potentially die. But if we get here and we win, I would love to just get outrageous amounts of prestige. All right, we're gonna hunt it with our bow. Yes, we got it. Amazing. 732 prestige. That would have been a fun way for Oswaldo to die, right? Starts doing his massive conquests and then dies to a mountain lion. But I love the fact we picked up that really strong court artifact, and I'm even more excited to get all of this prestige. It does get lost on some of this lie to a peasant thing, but whatever. We got what we need. Prestige is all we were looking for, because now we can declare war on Pais Minorca, ducal conquest, and these guys are weak enough that we don't even need to call any of our allies in. This should be a pretty easy war. You know what, we'll command our troops here. We do have the ability to bring in Miguel if we need him, but we just want as much faith and piety and fame as we can get our hands on. All right, Miguel has become our friend. Excellent. This is quite a turnaround for this little guy over here, but he's going to become pretty powerful. I mean, he's not going to have territory in Costa Alegre, but he's already taken part of the Duchy of Tequila there. But as the way always goes, here we are just burning up cash. Down to 5 gold again. Yes. Seize the Duchy of Pais Minorca. Oh, cool. So this here, Nezahualcóyotl, this is actually a reference to one of the other rulers in the Aztec Triple Alliance. So a lot of people know about the Aztec Empire through like Moctezuma or Montezuma, but Montezuma was not the only ruling member of the Aztec Triple Alliance in this area down here. There was a fasting wolf, Nezahualcóyotl, who was a really important character, both in terms of the religious figures, because he was actually a great poet in addition to a great warrior, but he was also critically not a member of the normal ruling family. He was a ruler of one of the other city-states that formed the Aztec Triple Alliance. I think it's a nice little nod to the real history here, but unfortunately for them, they are in control of one of our holy sites right here. So I think what we're going to need to do, of course, is declare a little war for the county. We could do a war for the entirety of the duchy, but that would be really, really expensive in terms of prestige, and I just, like, I can't be bothered. We need the prestige for bigger wars, like against Michoacan. We are going to want to pull in as many allies as we can get. I think how we might handle Michoacan, if we can get there, would be to just build up to Exalted Among Men, have enough prestige to declare an invasion. If we can take the entirety of that kingdom in one war, then of course that'll link our lands up for good and eliminate a very terrifying potential rival. It would be fun to be able to attack under the sun there rather than the King Primo the Bald, but we'll see how it does. Yes, 240 more gold. I love extorting our subjects. Boy, this is looking good here. Are you gonna last long enough, Oswaldo? Your health is poor. Oh man, so Michel has actually come to demand an artifact back, but we are way, way better at dueling than he is. So we're gonna take this fight, and if we have an opportunity to, I'm gonna go ahead and kill him. Nope, he backed down, but his health is poor, so we might have an opportunity to attack once we make a little more progress here. Oh no, Oswaldo has died at the age of 55. We were planning on doing that invasion, but unfortunately Oswaldo, as he was, sick, he died from a seizure. That saves the kingdom of Michoacan the humiliation of being conquered by luchadors, but our King of Jalisco, this guy is not really set up to be his father's successor. That said, I think it is going to be time for us to move south. I'm not sure where we're going to go, but I think Venezuela looks always spicy. I like being able to use Venezuela as a springboard to maybe form an empire. So look forward to that here on We Play Games. That's the end of Lejos del Héroe. That's Walker. Take care.